Warning, we are about to spoil the first half of Star vs. Forces of Evil Season 2. If you haven't seen the show and plan on watching it, leave now and come back later. But if you have seen it or you just don't care, then please stick around.
God, why is it so hard to do an opening joke?
Because it's a comedy show and we can't just cut to a joke from the show and say that's it.
A letter from Timothy Bonner.
My dearest Rebecca, I hate the possums. I hate the possums so much. My rage for them is all I can think about. They scratch and bite like the demons in fairy tales. I can no longer love you. I can only hate the possums.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Cinema Roulette. So today's episode, we are coming back.
Well, hold on. First off, welcome to the new year. We're in February.
Yeah.
We're back.
We're in February. At least you were listening to us in February. We're back, baby.
It's December 30th.
Yep, as of this time of recording. So we actually.
So we might all be dead at this point. We don't know.
We'll find out. We'll find out how much the New Year's celebrations go. I don't know. Did you didn't? This wasn't the atomic bomb year, right? We were saving that for like 5 years.
I think things sped up this year because people just didn't care enough.
Damn. Well, shoot. I sure hope they saved the codes. All right. But today we're revisiting something. It's been a while, man. God.
Yeah, we put this off for like a month.
We have, and part of the reason we didn't record this the week before is because Justin was waiting on his mic and shit. So he has a new board, his own board. So now we are both equal quality. So
I sound nicer now, by comparison.
Exactly, and it's only a slight difference, but it's a little noticeable. So.
There's a little less echo. It's more directional and shit.
Correct. But today,
and I can crank myself up if I want to annoy Cameron.
I wish we were in person so you could see me staring at you.
Yeah, then you'd see my hands slowly moving over to the gain.
Yes. Boy, speaking of which, it's time to review the episode. Let's get on with it before we get distracted anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first half of Star vs. the Forces of Evil Season 2.
It's gonna get a little weird, gonna get a little wild. I ain't from around here, I'm from another dimension. Gonna get a little weird, gonna have a good time. I ain't from around here, I'm from another dimension.
Okay, we went quiet. I just need to make sure on
But
that.
we already went quiet. I was about to make the joke.
Yeah, but it wasn't long enough silence. I needed more silence because I probably cut out that first part. So
that's fair. Okay. So yeah, this took us by surprise, frankly. And we'll get into that soon.
Yeah. This season starts out fucking swinging.
Yeah. Just grabs your attention right away after, and I think it was the second half of the first episode where that happened.
Yep.
Criminy. So yeah, I'll let you take it away with the synopsis.
Actually, just first thing, technically this isn't the halfway point. That would be episode 11, but episode 15 felt like a really good stopping point, so we're doing that, which gets you 2 episodes and allows us to have more time to work on the 100th episode.
Yes. It's just easier that way, because I just felt like the synopsis might go on way too fucking long if we did the whole season, because last season was just a normal 13-episode season, but there were like 2 halves to each one that are 15 minutes. They kind of did the SpongeBob thing. But this season's literally twice as long. It's 22, right?
Yep, 22.
22 episodes that are 2 15-minute halves each. Halves, I should say, not halves.
Okay. Well, okay, if we're going by each 15-minute part, it's 44 episodes. Yeah. Well, probably less because of 2-part episodes like episode 15. But that's besides the fucking point.
Yep, so I'll let you take it away.
Okay. So, we're back with Marco and Star. Things have been normal since the last season ended. At least from what we see of them. Star still has her somewhat broken wand. Marco is still karate boy. Everything's fine. It's peachy. We got a night. I'm pretty sure the first episode was just kind of jokey. The wand seemed slightly busted, but it's fine.
Yeah.
And then we get to the second half of episode 1. I'm not going to do every episode because they still have one-offs, but this is just we're flowing here.
I think
just
if
stick with me.
I think if we mostly cover the overarching plot first, and then we'll say like our favorite one-offs.
Yeah, we'll separate the episodes like we did before. And if you haven't listened to that episode, it is available on YouTube and most podcast apps.
Yes.
Go listen to it, please. It makes me feel good. And I'm sure the numbers have been low because we haven't been posting anything, except possibly a bonus episode in January.
Well, of course it makes us feel good. People are listening to our stuff. We thank you for that.
I'm so happy some asshole in Finland had to listen to my voice. Anyway, we get the second half of episode 1, and it's Ludo. After the events of season 1, where when everything was blown up, he was thrown into a portal and lost in a woods or just somewhere.
Well, he starts out like floating in space, and he floated there.
Oh yeah, Star just when she threw him through the portal, he was just in space.
Yeah, and it's not like space with no air. He could still breathe and all of that, and he could still like talk, but like he was just, because of like the flow of motion in space, because there's nothing to stop him, and you just kind of keep going. He was just kind of going and going and going until he finally got like, was it another portal that opened? What happened? I forgot how he got into the woods.
Yeah, he hits a second portal.
Yeah. So, but yeah, he was just there and starving to death basically. So Star just straight up tried to murder Ludo.
Yeah, in probably the coldest way ever.
Yeah, like he's not just dead because of space. No, he's just floating there until he either dies of thirst or starvation.
Or just goes insane.
Yeah, fucking dark.
But he crash lands in a forest. And we get some normal Ludo hijinks of slapstick of him trying to run around. The little egg he was wearing at the end of season 1 getting like more destroyed as time goes on. He gets a longer beard.
Yep.
He fights with an eagle and a spider for food. And then the episode goes quiet, almost like there's just no more talking from Ludo since he has no one to talk to. The spider doesn't talk and neither does the eagle.
Mm-hmm.
And we slowly see him adapt to the surroundings and work with, and like find a way to work with the eagle so that way he can get food too, and then uses the eagle to like fight the spider, and then basically gets them both as minions.
Yeah, he like beats them down and shows them that I am the dominant one here in the wild, and they become his minions now.
Does he find the wand this episode?
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Yeah,
I have it as a note.
At the very end of the episode, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he found, which anyone with able to basically look at two different things, it's the other half of Star's wand.
Yep.
And then we're going to kind of go off that. We do also this season get more Tom of, and if you don't remember, that's well, not evil. Okay, he is evil. He's a demon.
He's literally a demon.
Let me think. He's literally a prince of hell. So yeah, he is a demon and he's bad. But Star's ex-demon, Tom, we get more of him trying to basically ruin Marco. And also adapting as a person. We'll cover that more later. I'm not sure if he'll be important to the plot. We'll see next half of the season. But main stuff we see is mostly on Ludo. The stuff we see with Star and Marco, Star is mainly trying to use Glossric to learn more spells and become more of a princess.
Mm-hmm.
But Ludo is, well, first he gets the bird inspire. Then he takes on a pack of rats that run like a little tavern in the forest. We also find the forest is just outside the castle where Star's parents live. So
Yep.
Ludo is on Muni.
Muni, that's the name of the dimension. Yep.
Muni.
Muni.
And he basically starts creating an army because he figures out how the wand works, and it's by making him furious.
Yep. This one, like, it works with like a bunch of like negative energy, like anger and like just annoyance and stuff like that.
Instead of Star's usual happiness. It's a nice it's nice contrast, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's two sides of the same coin.
Yep.
But on the other end of things, as Ludo does this, it also messes with Star's magic, either making it more violent or making it just straight up not work.
Mm-hmm.
And we slowly see more and more as Ludo he builds a giant army, because we get episode where Buff Frog is trying to steal corn, because corn is apparently the best fucking thing in Muni. I would scream corn, but people are sleeping.
Do you want me to do it for you?
Yes, please.
Gone!
No, it's more like yelling at the gods of how dare you.
Okay, hold on. Corn!
Okay, cool. I might just use that clip every time I say corn.
Awesome.
Except right there.
Oh.
So it would be understood.
Yes.
Anyway. No, I'm not, because that's going to make my editing job terrible.
I was saying, you're
just
editing
imagine
it, so...
I did, please.
Yeah, just
thank you.
You can use your heads. We believe in you.
But Ludo, well, Buff Frog is looking into getting corn with some old heist buddies when he was more of a, where he was working with Ludo and just a general bad guy. But now he has kids.
Yep.
And he can't really bring himself to do all the bad things. And he finds Ludo has built an army that had punctured a hole through a magic barrier to steal corn. I'm realizing as I say this out loud, this might be a bit silly.
Yeah, it's good though that like when it makes you think about it and you realize it's silly. Like as you're watching it, you don't think, "Wow, that's really fucking stupid."
It's like, oh no, that completely makes sense. Ludo does go and fight Star while she's kind of having a bit of an argument with Glossric, and Ludo figures out he doesn't need Star's wand anymore, but Star has a book. That book is full of spells, and that will tell him how to control the wand more. That becomes his new goal. And episode 15, I've jumped past a lot, and we're going to go back and cover things.
Yeah,
do not worry, because what is it, Jackie and I'm forgetting
Detention Girl.
Yeah, the detention girl. I'm trying to think of her fucking name.
Yeah, I don't remember. Damn it.
Because Star's friends become more... Well, the girls at school become more of characters this season.
Mm-hmm.
And... I'm going to just try to scan over these. I'm very tempted to ask you to Google a character list, but that could lead to spoilies.
I think we'll be fine. Hold on, I'll do that. Do you want us to cut here?
Yeah, we'll just cut real quick. In episode 14, Marco actually takes Jackie to the school dance, and Star and Jana go to raise the spirit of a clown. This is actually just a complete red herring. This is not part. This is hardly part of the episode.
Yep.
Marco actually has a very nice date with Jackie.
Yeah, because she originally asked him out to a dance, and then she's like, this sucks.
School dances suck.
Yeah, and it's not her thing either. Like, she's not really the, school dance, fancy type. She's like, this sucks. I should have just asked you out on a date.
It's also just because school dances suck now.
They really
they're
do.
way worse.
Honestly.
Kids, if you're listening to this episode, don't go to a school dance. If you want to listen to crappy music and hang with friends, just go to their house. It's free and you can do more.
Exactly.
Or you can do whatever.
Yeah.
But anyway, as Star is preparing to summon the clown spirit, whatever, red herring, she's also getting really jealous that Marco is spending time with Jackie. This is kind of out of character, but we'll get to that later.
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden they think the spirit has rise, but it's Ludo. Marco, wherever he is with Jackie, realizes Star needs help because he's missed like 50 calls from her, heads that way, and there's a big Ludo and Star. The one thing is, because we've seen throughout the season that, or should I save this for later, just and say what happens?
Just say what happens.
Okay, so well, big fight breaks out due to certain missteps with magic. Ludo gets the book and Glossaric. So now it ends knowing that Ludo will be even more powerful. There are also hints throughout this season that Star's mother fought Toffee, and that Toffee is still alive, and that all the magic in the world is starting to be used up.
Yeah, they just throw that in there. Just all the magic. It's not just the world, the universe.
Yeah,
Literally, the whole universe. It's like magic starting to get less powerful.
Yeah, so someone is taking the magic. It could be Ludo, it could be Toffee, it could be some other person we haven't seen.
Yep.
Also, one other person we saw again was, hold on, what was her name?
Who are you trying to remember?
Miss Heinous,
Yes.
or Miss Archer, however you want to remember her.
Yeah.
She came back, is still trying to hunt Marco, almost got her heroes killed, but that was a one-off episode. I don't know if she'll be back for this season.
Yeah, so I have a feeling she's going to be put on the back burner because Ludo might take the spotlight.
Yeah, what they did to Ludo
Yeah.
is fucking insane.
Oh my god. So keep going. Is that all for synopsis, or are we good?
That's it for the main synopsis stuff.
Should we save the main plot for later or go into the one-offs? Like what?
You just said the same thing in different words.
No, I didn't. Should we talk about the main overarching plot or talk about the one-offs?
You said, should we save the main plot or talk about the one-offs?
I meant
do you want to talk about the one?
I meant talk about the main plot. That's what I meant. Sorry.
I think focus on the main plot
Yeah.
because I think that's more interesting. The one-offs is just gonna be like, yeah, this was a funny
Yep.
episode.
Yep. So okay. So yeah, I think out of the way right out the gate. Let's talk about fucking Ludo.
Yeah, what a fucking 180 for a character in
Yeah.
the best way possible.
Like, the thing about Ludo is in season 1, he was very much the joke character. He was like the butt of all the jokes. He was the stereotypical, I'll get you next time, minion leader or something like that. And he was just there to be a comedic character. And after he loses everything and Star, again, kind of fucked up, tries to kill him in the slowest, most painful way possible, just the turnaround that they did with him is incredible because he went from just being this joke character to a genuinely interesting and threatening character. Like every time, I think you said this, every time he appears on screen, the quality of the show just goes up.
Yeah, he is the most interesting character of the season.
And the big, like, weird boom that the thing at the beginning that it hit you with that Justin was referring to was the episode where we saw what happened to Ludo, because it just goes full on art house for a little bit. And we were expecting, opening an art house way, haha, but it just keeps that tone throughout the whole of the second half of the first episode, and it's insanely interesting and just weird. It just threw us off with the tone it went for.
Yeah, it caught me off guard, especially because when it opens, it's like 2-3 minutes of slapstick. And I was like, okay, show, we're just gonna have a comedy episode about Ludo getting shit kicked out of him. Cool. But then all the dialogue is cut and shown through these really beautiful visuals because their budget has clearly gone up this season.
Oh yeah, it's like the opening of Gravity Falls season 2 where it's like our budget went up and we want to show it off.
Yeah, honestly. And it's just kind of like, okay, because it isn't, oh, haha, look, Ludo's trying to eat, but he ate dirt. No, it's like, he is starving and shivering and getting desperate for literally anything at the moment.
Yeah. And just how he like fucking, he just basically beats these animals into submission and makes them his minions. And from that episode on, every time he appears on screen, it's actually a really cool image of like the spiders on the bottom, the eagle's carrying the spider with his talons, and Ludo's riding the eagle on top.
Yeah, it's this really big image.
Yeah, and again, because he was in the wilderness and starving and all that, he had like a full-on beard and like an outfit change because of clothes and all. He wore the lays bag, right? For a bit.
Yeah.
I think he found other clothes because I don't think he was wearing that after that episode. But
yeah, he has clothes now because he has minions to make it.
yeah, but like he has this beard and it's like a really long like ZZ Top length beard, but he like found something to tie it with, and he has like 3 things for the beard. So
yeah, and this is a bit later in his transformation, but he starts talking to the wand, and we don't hear the wand talk back. So we don't know if there is something going on there or if he's just fucking lost it, and that's terrifying.
it is. Every time that happens, because it happens and it's like boom, boom, because like he's training with the wand because he can't fully control it, and then he turns it around. It's like, oh, you can talk and all that. And the first time he said that, I was like, oh, okay, like were we not supposed to hear it or something? But or like, was there an audio glitch? But no, we never hear it. It's like it says something to him, and he says something, and it just cuts to a still image of the wand, just with nothing.
Well, no, there's like white noise.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's really off-putting. It's such a simple thing to do, but it's so off-putting because, again, it makes us question what's really going on. Is he just fucking nutters, or is it actually talking to him? And then they introduced this whole like conspiracy thing with the Muni corn, because there's a hole in the wall that the rats keep stealing corn from. And Buff Frog, he actually ties in the main plot because he's investigating why this is happening. And earlier on, Ludo went into like a den of rats and everything and basically beat their asses. So now he has the rats working for him as well.
I mean, by the end of the season, we see he has like basically an army of slaves that he can kill on a whim if he wants to.
Oh yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, we find out he's the leader of the rats and they are stealing the corn for him, and I guess their own purposes, but why? We're not sure yet.
Well, also I guess I forgot to mention, we've also been hinting at the remember last season when we talked about the possibility that Muni fought a completely unfair war against monsters and did mass genocide? We're still playing with that possibly.
Oh yeah, was that where? Yeah,
just with the reason for the barrier and the way they react to seeing them even grabbing a bit of the corn.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, so we're thinking was there an entire like war waged over corn? Like what happened here?
I mean, it's just corn, guys. Like, jeez.
But yeah, and every time, because they kind of sprinkle Ludo throughout the first part of the season, and whenever he appears, it's like he's genuinely threatening, and it's a surprise a lot of the time. The one with the clown really threw me off guard. Like, that one caught me so off guard. It's not even funny.
Yeah, same, because I was like, okay, it's a 2-part, and I thought like 3/4 of the way through the episode, just really, we're gonna waste a 2-parter without Ludo?
Yeah,
he just appears.
Like, because it's brilliant how they built it up, because they built up the clown the whole time. Oh, the clown's coming back to life, and like the lights go down, everything, and like the seance happens. But then just like, and you see a clown pop up that then like it steps sideways, and it's Ludo and his minions. And I was like, oh no! And as soon as I saw him come out, I was like, oh, shit's about to go down, because
shit just changed.
Yeah. And so much happens in the last, 5 minutes of that episode? It's just kind of mind-blowing.
Now, that episode has a lot of dark moments. Like, a lot of dark jokes, especially with the clown, the reason for the clown and the backstory of it.
Even though it's a complete red herring, his backstory is kind of fucked up, really.
It is. But that isn't the darkest moment of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I was going to get into at the synopsis, but I'll get into now, is we do see throughout the season that Star can kind of channel the same magic Ludo uses of just an angry burst of energy that can kill.
Yeah, because there's a one-off episode of that as well, where like her wand's malfunctioning and it's like shooting out green, and she tries to summon the cloud, and every time she like tries to stop it, it just keeps getting bigger and more malicing and starts destroying shit. And yeah, so we know she can channel it.
Yeah, and she makes like a portal to suck Ludo away, and then Jackie and Marco show up. And as soon as Star sees Jackie, you can tell she's full of rage because the portal changes color, and it starts basically going, just sucking anything in, and most likely killing it.
Mm-hmm.
Star's own emotions nearly get herself killed because she's almost pulled into the portal.
Yep. And
It's a dark moment because we don't talk about it in the episode, and Marco doesn't, I don't think, knows about the green magic really yet, so he won't know. But just that visual storytelling is so fucking cool, but so dark.
It
for a kid's
is,
show.
and yeah, it was, and it is, because it's slightly hinted at earlier when she opens the portal to see them, and then like she gets jealous or something, and she hits the magic wand, and it turns green, and as Jackie's skateboard like loses a wheel and they go flying, which means she was filled with hate at that point.
Yeah, Star is actually full of hate at this.
Yeah, and it's just what, like, and at that point we were debating going on, but I'm like, I think this is a good stopping point right here because there's still a lot and enough to talk about. So, and
There is just
it's just
fucking hell.
What they did to Ludo just blew my mind. Like, what a turnaround, what a complete 180. And
that isn't to say the art characters are done badly.
Oh no, they're done
Just-
fantastically. So it's just he became such an interesting force to be reckoned with that I'm just like, how did you do this? What damn show.
Honestly. Excuse me.
So yeah, he's basically the main villain of this season because I think Miss Archer Toffee was the last season was the main villain.
Yeah,
So-
Toffee was the main villain of last season. We still have time to have a surprise villain.
Yeah, we still don't know if Toffee's alive, by the way. Like, we think he might be, but we don't know.
We saw him on a magic ball in episode 13.
Yeah. But we don't know if that was just like an image of him or if it was actually him. So
Yeah, because it could be an image from the past. It's magic.
yeah.
Oh,
Also
why
more
am I so
about that-
naughty?
Also more about that weird dark past thing. Do you want to talk about the weird dream episode or where she goes into her wand?
Oh, the one where she almost deletes herself?
Yeah, because that had some hinting about Muni and as well, which was very interesting.
Yeah, so why did they go in the wand again? Oh, because her wand was being broken.
Yeah. She had to bring back the
So-
thing that did not belong to fix it.
Yeah, Glossaryck is like, hey, we need to go in the wand. There's something in there that shouldn't be in there. Just go find it. We can go. Should be fixed then. And don't lose me. So Star loses Glossaryck.
Of course, like we knew that was going to happen.
And it's this dream world of literally everything Star knows interconnected in weird ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like she sees the school, tries to go a different direction, still ends up at the school type deal. But then the episode takes a turn when she runs into herself. Of course you know yourself. However, not Star explains that, didn't Glossaryck tell you? If you spend too much time in here, because all the images are stuff from Star's past.
Mm-hmm.
And if she's in the wand too long, then that becomes the past, which then will basically override her, and whatever comes out will be Star, but it won't be Star.
Yeah, which kind of fucked. That's some pretty heavy existentialism there for a kid's show.
Yeah. And as the episode goes on, more and more of them start to show up behind her as the past starts to catch up with her.
Yep.
Oh, I see what you did there, show. Very clever.
Ah, damn it.
And eventually she makes it into a room of tapestries, one of which is hers being drawn. The other is of all the other butterfly queens.
Yeah, all the
one
other
of which
queens of
is
Uni.
what?
Sorry, go on.
One of which is her mother, who is zapping the finger off of Toffee.
So he found out why he wore that thimble all the time, why he was missing a finger.
Yeah.
So we don't know what happened.
Why didn't it regenerate?
I don't know. It's a very good question, isn't it? Maybe she had like a magic spell or something to where it like cut off his regeneration for that part or something.
You should have gone for the head.
Yeah. Good one.
Like that one movie, Platoon.
So yeah, we found out Toffee and Star's mother have a connection there. Plus, that was just a really cool and trippy episode to begin with. Like, I loved the imagery and just how it flowed.
Yeah, I love when animation is used for surrealism. It's so fucking good at it, and it needs to be used more often.
Yes. That's why Satoshi Kon is so fucking good.
Oh my god, when do we get to talk about more Satoshi Kon?
Right.
And now we're back.
Wow,
because
that
I
was a
cut
really
out
weird
bunch.
cut. I don't know why I cut out there. That was strange.
It was possible spoilers for another thing. Don't worry about it.
Should we ever stop talking like this?
No, this is the rest of the episode. Welcome to...
Oh no.
Okay.
Anything else about the main plot we can think of?
Do you count Tom as main plot?
Tom's the demon boyfriend, right?
Yes.
Kinda. It's good character development. So yeah, I may as well talk about it.
Yeah, Tom, also known as the Shippening.
Oh Lord, they tease a lot of the ships here in this season.
Yeah, a lot of the time when Tom shows up, it's not about Star, it's about Marco.
Mm-hmm.
And there is one episode, it's in episode 10, where Tom basically takes Marco out on a date. And they're just hanging out. They're in the back of a trailer. It does turn out that Tom did this because he was trying to get a... He was lying most of the time. He was trying to get a badge from his therapist to spend, what was it, like 6 hours with a person he hates the most.
Yeah, something like that.
And I know a little bit about the Star fandom. And I understand now why people ship these two, because good God, was this bait.
Oh, they knew exactly what they were doing. This was total bait.
This was so much bait. Like, they even sing a fucking duet together, which props to the voice actor for Marco.
Yeah.
He can sing.
Yeah, they can both sing really fucking well, so... So I just a slight side note here. Why do people always ship characters that hate each other? I never got that.
Because grade school logic.
It's just really stupid to me. It's like, yeah, because
Well, at least here you can see that there's a friendship. I hate ones where it's like, here's the villain who would literally rather gut the character than ever talk to them.
Yeah.
And the main character who would also decapitate the villain rather than saying hello.
Yeah.
They're totally meant to be.
I never got that. That always bugged me. Like, for example, Ruby and Roman. No.
No, the word... fuck, this is a spoiler.
Oh, is it one I've seen or one I haven't seen?
It's one you've seen, but it would be...
I think let's not spoil it for the audience, yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell me
Basically,
after the episode.
is a main character and a villain who just ruined their lives. And they're like, yeah, these people date, even though there's also like a 30-year age difference. It's gross.
Ugh, yeah,
okay,
that is
I should
gross.
also preface this by saying, if you enjoy writing those stories, don't worry about it. We're two fucking assholes out of 7 billion people in the world. Don't worry.
Well, okay, I find nothing wrong with fan fiction, and if you write it, great. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't get people like you said. It just it kind of does for me at least have to mix with the character well. Like you don't want someone who would literally kill the other person. That's not. That's weird.
Unless that's your thing.
Well, it gets somebody off, I'm sure. Anyway, thank you for explaining.
Want to die.
Sorry, I interrupted you while you were saying that, so I don't know if it'll come out on recording.
I stopped myself anyway.
Okay.
Also, if you want more shipping, Star and Janna, some
Yep.
solid shipping moments.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
saying.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. This episode had a lot of shipping bait.
So much shipping bait. Before we go on, because I don't know if there's any more main plot stuff we have to talk about.
Yeah, not really. It's just the Ludo's threatening, and they have the whole corn conspiracy they're building up. We don't know how it'll end.
Conspiracy.
Yay. God, that's like the most Ohio thing ever. Jesus Christ. I made a joke in one of my Cameron Tries episodes because, there's some whiskey made of rye. And I'm like, they made it out of rye just because it was in Kentucky or something in Pennsylvania. I'm like, if there was a bourbon made in Ohio, it'd totally be made from corn.
Yeah, probably.
Just saying.
Or sadness. One of the two.
Or both. Making corn whiskey.
Both are in extreme supply in Ohio.
Yes. Making corn whiskey because you're sad.
There you go.
All right. So on to the one-offs.
How about we get rid of the bad? Because there's a few.
There's a couple. We're talking bad episodes or bad things in general.
Yes.
Okay. Well, since it relates to the main plot, we'll finish off the main thing. Do you want to talk about Star's jealousy?
Yeah.
We'll get that out of the way since that's, I think, the last thing related to the actual main plot. What happens to Star when she looks at Marco and what's her name? Not Janna. Jackie. Both J names. Yeah. Star looks at Jackie.
Jackie Estacado.
Jackie Estacado. Yeah, I'm gonna remember that now. Yeah, she gets really jealous, and like at the beginning, he was gonna go with Star to the dance, and Star had a commitment for the whole clown seance thing, and she's like, yeah, I should go with her because I want to go to a clown seance. Normal Star stuff. But then she gets really jealous out of nowhere, and Janna even points out, she's like, yo, you told him to go to the dance with her. You said you'd rather do this than that. So where's the problem?
And to be fair, they have been building up through the season that Star likes Marco.
Yep.
But even then, personality-wise, Star has not been like this.
Yeah,
and it feels really out of character to see her to this level of jealous.
Like, she's been selfish about certain things before, but it was more of like an innocent type thing. Like, ooh, can we go do this or something like that? I really want to do this. But it's never been like, oh my God, I'm jealous of this person. And you can, I'm literally filled with hate and I'm going to try to hurt you.
I think something that would have been better is to have an opening montage before the dance of Marco spending more time with Jackie.
Uh-huh.
Instead of just having it right on the day of the dance. So that way we could see Marco and Star growing a bit more distant, where that level of jealousy would make more sense.
Exactly. That would make total sense. And but they don't really imply it because Star's just being her normal self, setting up for the dance and everything. Like, she's not like she says, I'd rather you go with Jackie and I'll go do this. Okay. And everything seems to be fine. Like, I think that's a good idea. I think if they had showed more of them beforehand,
more time separate, that would have made more sense.
I was just trying to think in my head of other things, but yeah, that I agree with that sentiment. But no, it's like she's just one time they're hanging out and going on a date, and now she's jealous. Wasn't she trying to help him get with her earlier? Like during the right episode before, the Naysaya episode, like he asked Jackie out, and Star was like, "Yeah, you did it, go you."
Yeah, in most of season 1, she was trying to do it.
And now she did it, and she's jealous? Just doesn't make sense.
And there wasn't even much of a moment where it was like, I'm confused by what I'm feeling inside me. It was very much just like, oh, that's a confusing feeling, but fuck Jackie.
Yeah, pretty much. It kind of comes out of nowhere, and either A, they shouldn't have done it that way, or B, there should have been more build-up, because the way they play with the emotions in the wand is absolutely brilliant, and honestly very deep for a kid's show, that it can be used either way, for both positivity and good, or through negative emotions and anger, so you can control that. Like, that would have been interesting to see Star channel some anger, but the anger that she channeled should have been more well done, I feel.
Yeah.
Like, it should have either built that up more or had her be really angry about something else.
Yeah, I enjoyed what it built to. Like, again, that dark moment is really cool and interesting from a character perspective. but the stuff that set up just felt out of place.
Yeah.
I'd also like to note we have probably talked more deeply about this show than we did about Taxi Driver, and that should probably piss some people off, but I don't care.
Fuck you.
Still love that. I'll probably mention this in the 99th episode, but all I did for the thumbnail of Taxi Driver was put a taxi. That's it. And it was just to be petty, because I know a lot of people who say they're cinephiles or film buffs, whatever, will suck Scorsese's dick. And I was like, you know what? I'll put the least amount of effort into Scorsese's episode.
If you want to hear more about that, listen to our episode about toxic cinephiles on Spotify and all podcasting apps now.
There it is.
Oh, shameless plug.
Oh, you forgot YouTube, or on YouTube.
Or on YouTube. Go to CamCam. And speaking of...
yeah, that's the problem in main plot land.
Yeah. In one-off land, I would say the Naysay episode, that was just hard to get through.
What do you mean? Here, let me read my notes real quick. Fuck.
Okay, hold on. We're going to take a break real quick.
Okay.
Because my dog is just scratching continually on my door. I'm going to put him in the back room just so we don't get that on tape.
I'll throw in a star joke or something.
Right. Are you gonna go pick up someone's dead grandpa and hold a respectful service for him?
So yeah, Naysay episode. Just got really uncomfortable, frankly, and I wanted to shoot myself by the end of it.
Here's the setup of the fucking episode. Turns out Tom put a curse on Marco. Anytime Marco tries to ask a girl out, a little head comes out of his neck and basically says all of his insecurity.
Yeah, and this happened because he didn't want to ask Star out, but he instead of just having it if he has Stars out, it's all girls in general.
Yeah, well, Tom put it on him in case he tried to ask Star out.
Yeah. So, and when it pops out and he yells out all his insecurities, he says, is there anything I can do to stop this? And Tom tells him, nah, you just have to let it run its course. It basically just has to say everything out loud, and then it'll just go away.
And of course, you get the awkward nerd trying to date the girl, which is a fun thing that we totally love to see in kid shows.
Yeah, that's one cliche I just cannot stand. Like, that was also the weaker part of Gravity Falls between Dipper and...
At least it didn't last an entire episode, usually.
But the problem with that is I think it was more uncomfortable there because it lasted longer and we had a couple episodes dedicated to it. It wasn't the whole episode, but... this episode of Star may have had about equal amount. It was just all at once. So,
well, there's still more seasons to do.
Well, they're already dating, so
that doesn't stop kid shows.
No, it's just that's one kid show cliche that me and Justin hate is just like trying to ask a girl out and it gets awkward and it's just not funny.
It's not funny. Like, I get it's a lesson to kids of saying, like, hey, you know what? It's going to be awkward. That's fine. Good message. Cool. Please don't make 60,000 jokes on it. It's
Christ,
annoying.
I know. I do actually, like, and speaking of their relationship, it is really interesting how the dynamic between Jackie and Marco works, just because, the thing happens with the Truth Cube, and he admits he has a crush on her. And the thing happens with Naysay. He says all her insecurities, but Jackie's never weirded out. Like, she's weirded out for a sec after Naysay, but she's never like, oh my gosh, I'm never speaking to you again. She's just like, oh, that kind of happened. Ah, cool.
Well, she even admits that in episode 14, where she's like, you've already messed... Because Marco's like, I thought I messed this up. She's like, you did. Back in 3rd grade.
Yeah.
You've been weird ever since then, and
she's
it's fine.
She's like, you threw up on me in 3rd grade. You had this happen to me. You had this happen to me, and it's cool. I actually really liked that instead of her either being indifferent to him or just not caring or being a bitch. It's just like, no, she's just like, yeah,
or
cool.
Doing the normal thing of like, you're so quirky. That's why I like you.
Yeah, no, it's just she's just really cool about it, and that part about their relationship I really liked. So,
yeah, that part's nice. I'll give it that.
Yeah. It's just, God, the Naysay episode.
The Naysay episode.
Oh, please. Just let's not
I swear it was shorter than other episodes, too, because it felt like it just went by. It was like 3 different moments.
Yeah, it's just it was I think it was normal length. It just felt like it was so long to get through because of how awkward it was. So that was a weak one. Are there any other weak ones you can think of, or?
Nope, that's about it.
That's
why
about
I
it.
wanted to get out of the way first.
Yeah, so on to One-Off Land. Yay!
One-Off Land. Where's the ride?
Oh, there is no ride.
No, this is the ride.
Oh, yeah, this is the ride. That's right. I forgot the joke. My bad. But
how dare you?
I know. So a couple of weird voice acting facts here. Because we had guest stars sprinkled throughout the season. So you're gonna like this one. The guy, you remember the guidance counselor from the one where it turns out he was working with Tom or whatever?
Oh yeah, where he tried to nag Star.
Yeah, like the like really chill guidance counselor or whatever. That actor is David Allen, and you would know him. You and I know him from he was Mr. Quest on Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide.
Yeah.
That was him. And I saw that. I was like, oh, shit.
That's the best.
Yeah.
That's Declassified episode 1 cinema.
That's Declassified episode 1 CR.
CR, yeah.
The guy who, and remember the Cube, the voice of like the really deep voice of the Cube or whatever?
Yeah.
That voice actor is the same guy who played the adult version of Goku in Dragon Ball Z.
Neat.
So just some interesting connections there.
I just like the
And Eric Christian Olsen, he was what you wouldn't know him, but he was one of the magic people in I think he played the horse or whatever. He played somebody, but he plays Marty Deeks on NCIS Los Angeles. So that was interesting. I'm like, oh, that was him. Huh.
Oh, and the other episode where we're inside the wand, I assume?
Where we see all the different animals and stuff. Yes.
Yeah, there's an episode where we find out basically inside Star's wand is a Pokeball.
Yeah.
And that's where the narwhals and horses and
Everything
murder
go.
corns or whatever they're called come out.
It turns out they kind of just live there. Whenever Star summons them, they literally get sucked into a portal and thrown out. So.
And she has a Spyro with a top hat, which has the superpower of gun.
Yeah, that's a hilarious twist because it's like the Spyro's
Such a good
because the Spyro's like the big song and dance guy who gets everybody pumped up or whatever, but he's like really weak and he can't really fight. Turns out he's really strong because he just has a fucking minigun in his top hat.
Just a gun.
Fucking minigun. So, and I love that the bullet shells that fell out were also little hats.
They were also top hats with such a nice touch.
Oh god, that was just hilarious. It's like, yes, great message. When all else fails, use gun.
Damn it, I wish Black Lagoon Omake was dubbed. That would play the fucking line of who needs magic when you got guns.
I mean, you can still play it. It'll be in Japanese. So
Yeah, but then it only really works for the English. Not the English listeners, the YouTube watchers, because they'll see the subtitles. You can't see a subtitle. When
I
you're
didn't stop
listening.
you for the fucking top 10 lists.
Yeah, but that's a quick. That isn't like a gag so much. That was more of just like scene from a movie thing.
I guess that is also true.
Unless I leave in this explanation of the joke, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I also love the fucking House of the Dead as well. It's like, wow, it's a good thing we found this minigun just lying around.
In the other room.
So that was a fun episode. What other one-offs did you like?
There's the one where Star runs into her hero, Mina Loveberry.
She's Sailor Moon.
She's Sailor Moon.
She's just Sailor Moon, straight up.
There's a great moment in this of when they run across a crowd of people and they're talking about all the freedoms they have in America. and Star sets a hot dog stand on fire. It's just, is that free? Actually, no. Is that illegal? Actually, that's arson.
Just a random pedestrian comes up. Just actually, that's arson. That's great.
And it turns out this Sailor Moon person is like one of the top warriors of Muni, and Star's like, "Teach me how to fight." Okay, don't think. And Star just kind of lays back and goes, "Oh, it feels so good."
That was a great joke. fuck it. Oh, and she turns out to be evil and tries to enslave the humans instead of helping them. But hey, you know.
Well, don't meet your heroes. Sometimes they just want to rule the world.
You know, like they do. Sometimes they just want to forcefully take over the world. I also love like the whole America democracy thing they make fun of. It's like, so who in favor wants her as our overlord? And like 3 people actually raise their hands, and who's in favor of not? Oh, well, it's down to you, Star. We were mud sisters.
Mud sisters.
Like I don't know if she's on drugs or something, but or that's just how she is, but she acts really weird.
Yeah.
Try to think of what else here.
There was the one episode where they get the ultimate hot dog and it just makes everyone trip balls.
Yeah, because turns out there's this like stand that rips people off normally. Of what was it? Not a goblin. Goblins, right?
Yeah, goblin dog.
Goblin dogs, and turns out in the end they were real, and they eat it. And it's like, that's okay. It's just a normal hot dog. Okay, yeah, I've had. It's not amazing, but and then all of a sudden, just acid trip.
Yeah, they just trip balls for 2 minutes and then done.
Yeah, they wake up on the cliff, just like, whoa, that was the most amazing hot dog ever. What was the name of her friend in that episode? The like one that was covered in a tree.
Oh, I don't remember. I didn't write their name down.
Yeah, shit. I'll look that up later. But yeah, also like the episode where Star goes on the run after destroying the police thing.
How'd she get away with that again? I forget.
Because she goes in the sewers and like tries to escape and all that, but they the police catch her. She turns herself in, and they're like, we're just gonna destroy that car anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, I think that.
And they make
that
her,
was it.
They just make her do some community service, like she's washing off the cars in the end of the episode.
I'm surprised you're forgetting the Halloween episode.
That one was fantastic. That
was actually fucking terrifying.
That was fucked. And another weird voice acting one of that was Billy West as Hungry Larry.
I can hear it. Yep.
Billy West was Hungry Larry. Oh
Billy
my
West
god.
Is great. For those who don't know, he's Fry from Futurama and a bunch of other characters in that show.
I think he's also Zoidberg, isn't he?
I think so.
Yeah. It's just a lot of people in there. It's like the one guy from Skyrim. It's like, Billy West, oh look, you got half the cast of Futurama.
But yeah, that Halloween episode, because basically Marco's dad likes to try and make his house spooky and scare children on Halloween because apparently people hate kids, like Cameron.
Shut the fuck up.
But his dad, of course, sucks at it. So Star summons a ghost called Hungry Larry, and the ghost just starts to eat people.
Yeah, I mean, he is called Hungry Larry after all, but we didn't know the extent of which, and it's kind of fucked.
Straight up horrifically eats people.
It's interesting how the episode still has a bit of humor sprinkled in to not like completely scare the kids, but it has some genuinely scary and fucked up moments in it. They're like, there's the one where like
great fucking imagery.
Yeah, there's like the one where the kid comes up under the bed and like I think Marco's dad comes in. He's like, or it's either him or Marco himself. I forget which one it is, but they like crawling out through the bed. And it's like, what's going on? And he's just like, he's still hungry, and then just get yoinked under the bed.
Yeah, that was Marco who came in.
And then just fucking like he's eating everybody, and he opens his mouth, and they're just all trapped inside Hungry Larry.
And the way Marco's dad saves the day is by scaring the ghost, because he like gets like candy literally shoved in his eye sockets and shit. It actually is pretty fucked up.
Yeah. And I mean, Hungry Larry's actual like big ass form where he's all big and he ate everybody, like that reveal was fucked, where like the walls were like moving or whatever, and he just kind of slowly, you see a silhouette come into frame. I was like, oh my god, this is terrifying.
Yeah, honestly.
And the way he talks too, like he has his voice sometimes, and then like sometimes like all the kids come in as he talks or something. It's really spooky. I loved it. Oh man, like shit. How did they get away with it? Oh, it was so good. And there's like ink everywhere as well. And I was like, if this wasn't a kid's show, that would totally be red.
It would be so much blood.
There was so much blood. I'm still shocked that Gravity Falls got away with that. Like just the red blood pouring off the walls. That was awesome and fun.
Yeah.
That was another highlight. Just all the one-offs are still really good, frankly. So
Yeah. There was the family game of flags where Star almost murdered people.
yeah. Again, going into the family hierarchy kind of and saying, you know, our history and our traditions may not be all that really. So
Also, we find out in that episode that Star's mother is basically a goddess who can single-handedly wipe everyone out.
which we kind of thought that was the case, but it is confirmed here. She's basically just a demigod.
Yeah.
Like her god form is her like all big and poofy, like in a giant blue butterfly and glowy and shit. So she's like enough or whatever when they're about to kill each other at the peak. I love Star's dad in general in this season. It's just so kooky. It's hilarious. And I love the way he talks. He always talks like this, like in every single scene he's in.
Armstrong vibes.
It is so many Armstrong vibes, and that's what kind of why I love him. Just like, oh, hello there, Star. Like he's constantly just like that. Literally, it's hilarious. I still love when she throws him off the mountain, and he's like, "Good job, Star." And then she like turns around to talk to someone, and we have to stop and pause and just watch her dad tumble all the way down the mountain.
Yeah, you just see him roll all the way down.
Like we took time out to do that, and then she turns around and completes her sentence. I was like, "Gosh darn it." Who is that over there? That's Star Butterfly, my daughter. So anyway, it's our daughter, Star Butterfly. Oh man. But yeah, that whole episode was the setup was that it's like basically a King of the Hill thing where you have to get to the top, and literally killing each other is not out of the question. Like someone almost falls into lava.
Yeah.
So, and Star is initially banned from the game, but she sneaks in and makes a little bust of her and Marco made out of corn. And
Corn?
And then at the end of the day, she grabs everyone's flags, and Mom's like, "What the fuck?" basically. And Star's like, "No, I wasn't doing this to win. I was doing this to put them all at the top, so everyone was the winner."
And then Marco puts it at the top and wins.
Yeah, and that's kind of a funny ending joke. But yeah, so that was a good one.
I think that's about it. That's like really worth diving into.
Yeah. So there was yeah, I'm just looking at all the other ones. They're just like standard comedy episodes, but they're all really well done and really funny. So
yeah.
And then again, of course, the whole thing of, you know, the universe's magic is depleting. We're just throwing that in there in the second season. Just the whole universe is at stake. Second season, let's go.
It's magic. It happens all the time.
Yeah. But yeah, anything else?
I think that's about it until we do part 2 of this.
Alrighty. What is do we know what the next episode is, or is that a surprise?
Next episode is Desperado.
That's Desperado. That's right, because of the series wheel. Okay. So yeah, we'll
Desperado, then Star again, then we have the recap or final thoughts. I'm still trying to think of what to call that, honestly, because it's not so much a recap.
Well, it kind of is a recap. It's a recap and a final thoughts thing. It's like if we're going back to see, it's what we did last time, basically. If we're going back to see if anything has changed or we have anything else to say on the movies. So
that's more of a final thoughts. I might change the title to Final Thoughts just because it sounds nicer.
That works. So
whatever. And then we have the 100th episode.
And we are excited for that. So yeah, we will see you guys then. Thanks for listening, everyone.
Except you, Jim.
Isn't that right? Was it Jeff or was it Jim? I thought, and from the one episode, I don't know, but yeah, both of you, Jim.